I don't care what anyone says. I'm not switching off of Windows 7. I don't care how broken it is. I don't care how much Roll20 and Discord don't want to get along together anymore.
Come out. You have to upgrade to Windows 10.
I hate the Antichrist.
That just summons the UN agents.
Go ahead, put more blue helms on the fucking pile.
You have to take your meds, Bill. Come on.
Never.
No.
I didn't wean myself off of sertraline just to go back! Hello, folks. Welcome to this very bootlick episode of Rolling the Owls, and it's really saying something, because some updates rolled out, and now Discord and Roll20 are not only no longer supported by Windows 7, but having them both running side by side is kind of bricking my PC, and I can't use push to talk anymore. So, we're going to have to try and play... you might get some bleed through at my end, I do apologise. And I can't, unfortunately, will not be able to watch chat, so I'll be relying on the eyes and ears of the party to take that role.
Always have my eyes on
fixed.
them. Always.
I will eventually have to switch off to Windows 10, and it'll be a sad day. This old beast has gotten me through some tough times, but there we go. All things must come to an end. Anyway, I believe we're in a Pathfinder game, first and foremost. Who would like to recount the events of last week?
I will.
Far away.
The rare example of Mario using push to talk.
Every week when we start the show, it makes me understand what it would feel like to have Alzheimer's disease. I'm like, oh, fuck. What?
I did have an episode where I unironically played the caretaker in the background, and it was a full 6 hours. Yeah, it looped. That's how long that series of sessions was.
A Mao. However, last time, Shining Force, our party was in the middle of being held inside of the house with a scared man who has fainted because of the fact that he was now told the information that his companion was beheaded. One of the two ghosts inadvertently gave the fiend a name, and said fiend was then decapitated and beaten to death. Blood was handed over to a vampire. That vampire decided to drink the blood against all reason and got another curse. Our resident rock lobster, but also filled with crabs, currently is having her holes patched closed. Don't
Yay.
you dare press that button.
Okay. Oh, it's so difficult.
And now she's witnessing one of our party members do an unironic crab dance with what can only be described as an outer planar mantis eater. And the ghosts have stepped outside and have been propositioned by the Lord of Murder.
I love murder. Yeah, it's been an eventful all time. It's probably for the best that guy's unconscious. I don't think he'd like what happened to his house in the interim. That that fuckwad fortress he built for himself over God knows how long, which has now been turned into, well, it looks like an IKEA flatpack that hasn't been put together yet. Be that as it may, where were we on the initiative? I believe we were at the top of initiative. In fact. I believe it was Armand's turn.
Yes.
I also believe we left off on a conversation between Armand and whatever had taken a hold of the thing in the river.
The Lord of Murder. B-Dog, as it were.
Yes.
Offer not up your children to Malek, etc. It's kind of weird that is anyone else weirded out about the fact that D&D has just straight up ball in it.
If they can have ball, it can also have Withers just sitting there being like, oh, these idiots again. As he goes and finds the book recording our party's adventures.
Ballin', but at what cost? We all know the cost anyway.
Apparently an arm and a soul.
It's less than it usually costs.
The cost is the prologue, or the epilogue.
Someone's prologue. Anyway, obtuse Bible memes aside, the figure currently being slowly swept downstream, I believe at this point he's still hanging on to the stones.
Yes.
What would you like to do? He's just looking out around him, seemingly in wonderment.
Armand will call out to Ball, asking him to come closer.
He will crawl himself up onto this plinth. It's just a random chunk of basalt. And lumber up onto the stonework, like it's a pulpit made of just old, damp stone. All the wrappings around him just fall completely limp at his sides, like it's just wet white silk. Almost puts you in mind of almost like a corpse's wrappings as he holds himself up onto his feet, and he's still got what appears to be some kind of cleaver in his hands. It's got a long, like razor sharp hook on the end of the blade. It's been tucked into the waistband of the robes. He's still got those chunks of black glass embedded in his arms, but he seems completely mystified, like he's pawing at the air, like he's grasping at something that isn't there. The figure seems quite delirious. After a while of seemingly just spasming at nothing, you see a kind of a flex, and he just, with a kind of gurgling belch, you see just an eruption of like this strange brackish liquid from his mouth and nose, just kind of seeps out. It's a short gout of it, like someone trying to hold back vomit. Apart from that, it doesn't seem to react to you.
He was going to look down at his hand and try to rub out the symbols that have now been set there. While Ludum is going to look at his companion and say, "Now what? He offered you a deal and you told him no. Do you know what's going to happen next? I do. And it's going to be you getting us in trouble again. For the fourth time. Again. Because you still don't understand anything. At all. Again." Then look back over and attempt to push on the door.
And the door to the actual, like, yeah, the doors have been thoroughly smashed to bits.
Because the door had closed behind them when they walked outside.
They don't really offer up much resistance at this point. They've been travelled through by a myriad of people in varying degrees of bulldozer armor.
They're going to then walk back inside, while the two of them sit down and start bottling their collective ectoplasm. Or rather, their spit, while still pulling at the pendant on the necklace. For a full round action, that should be about 5-6 bottles of saliva.
You can hear giggling from outside.
Is it particularly male?
It's hard to tell. It's this tremulous, it's like the laughing of a... It most sounds like the laughter of a young girl. It's this... It's particularly hard to describe. It's completely carefree. It's completely unburdened by anything regarding stress. It's just... Well, looks things... You catch a glimpse of the figure in white again. The figure is clearly quite tall. An adult, probably male. But the laughter emitting from him is bewildering. It is like it's like listening to a child laugh.
Mm.
And every now and then you'll catch a glimpse of that corner of because your vision is not perfect from here. The positioning is wrong. But you'll catch a glimpse of white silk, of a gout of some kind of, you have to assume, bile, or the kicking of a piece of rock. And occasionally a tinge of something red. And again, that blackened piece of iron with that cruel barbed hook on the end, tucked into the waistband. The thing brings its arms out to full extension, arms wide, cruciform, as if it's preaching to some unseen choir. And it opens its gullet, and what emits is just a solid stream of burbling and a mix of red and green bile and ichor pours through its jaws. You can see kind of brownish, tarnished teeth poking out of the maw through the scorched lips.
The pair will lock hand in hand, the only hand he has, and will attempt to channel divinity, specifically to establish a speaking connection to Baal through his mark on Almon's hand.
A phrase bursts into your mind. It's a light crackling. It's like sparking sparking iron. I can give you form again.
The pair will selectively reply, but then they'll break off into their own voices with their particular preliminary requests. We don't need form. What I need is this idiot to figure out what he needs. I need time. And if you want to make a deal, I'll show a faith from you. You want to deal with me while you're holding something I summoned at mercy. You want to make a deal? Bring me the sword we were trapped in.
You mean the sword that Hans has?
No, I sold it to the Church's Guild.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
He reaches his hand down, hooking its feet onto and crawling down on its fingertips. Reaches down into the surf of that lightly babbling river and hauls out the same Sayax. As it wrenches it free, you can see grasping onto the figure's forearm these scraping, scratching, talon-like hands, feminine hands, pale as alabaster, and coiling around its forearm, trying to resist it, trying to stop it, wrenching that blade free of the waters. and completely effortlessly drags the long-bladed seax with that broken back point through the surf, and with a languid motion hucks it over the barricade to the stoop. It doesn't strike the soil, it strikes the stone, but the point carves through it as easy if it were water, embedding it to the percussion point.
I would like to cast Lingering Aura of Detect Magic.
Okay, it will take your standard action for the turn.
Mm-hmm.
You pick up Transmutation and Conjuration.
I want to linger it on the object for at least 4 rounds.
Okay. Any other actions for this turn, though?
A response to the connection. Specifically, from Eludum, you give us a sword. Now release the summon. If you want to make sure we keep up whatever end of the deal you want, then you need to start by showing that you're not going to hold us hostage, even something we brought into this realm. If you want to make it attached to you, then we don't have the ability to stop you.
The figure turns to you, and the languid movements of this clearly inebriated figure just snaps to a sudden certainty, a certain sobriety. What do you have that I want? I want for nothing here. In this soil, in this water, in this air and wood, I am God, unchallenged, unkneeling, unbroken. Absolute. No more dying. Free to shape the stone, soil, and flesh with equal ease. It's yours if you want it. Because to me it is effortless now. The eyes finally, they erupt from beneath the hood. It's like watching Mercury dance in the void. It's chromium melting with Vanta black. It's a pinprick of light in an abyss. Not mortal eyes.
Exactly my point. What use do you have for a summon that can't even take a three-dimensional form? Release it. Safely.
Okay. Turn it a moment. He will hold up the creature 2 fingers, its thumb and its little finger, and leisurely toss it to the side of the barricade.
Am I able to speak to Hexagrin through the network still?
All you get is labored breathing. It's definitely him, not it. But it's clearly having trouble it struggles to deal with three-dimensional space. To deal with something that is operating on far more dimensions than that is... It seems that the strain is enough to make it catatonic.
Both of them will respond with a labored thank you.
Any other actions this turn?
They will tell Ball to stand by for further communication. And that's it.
Baz.
All right.
You never know a simple voice to coil around your psyche like that. It's like someone reaching an oily hand for your brain.
Is it slightly reminiscent of the mace?
You think that it may be of a higher order.
Hmm.
This is not a simple elemental fiend.
Right. It's definitely abyssal, though.
You're not even sure of that, but whatever it is, it's above your usual pay grade.
Hmm. Well, it seems Mark is dealing with this thing. I think for now I'll delay my turn until after Mark. See what he does.
Okay. Eris.
How far along is my totem of Mr. Chubbs?
It's more or less done. You can put some more fine detail into that.
I'm just gonna... I mean, Eris did get spooked of the bug dance happening outside. So I think Eris will actually not do anything this turn because she is spooked.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Here we go then.
Comrade.
The moment that no one's been waiting for. So I'll do a detect bourgeoisie on this bug, just make sure it's not the queen or something.
It is not.
Right, so it's safe to get down then.
At most, it is perhaps arguable it's a low-ranking member of the priestly caste.
Well, I'm just gonna continue my seductive bug dance, like get closer.
Time for another dance off. Roll it. 4 dice.
There it is.
God damn.
Bruh.
You're literally dancing rings around this thing. Can't keep up with you.
I want to get close enough to punch her in the cunt.
I don't think it has one of those. It's an egg-laying species.
Just fucking coup de grace at this point.
That's where it would be then. Because I'm dumb. And it's like, yeah, about there. You know, between the bottom two legs.
You're right up the X-sack.
Yeah, you can do. Roll it. Swing.
Memory.
Oh, good. Hang on 1 second. Sorry. Zama's messaged me and it's making shit slow to a crawl. Hang on, I need to reset roll 20.
Oh dear, Salmus.
Oh, it's not his bloody fault. It's roll 20 running like shit. Okay. That's is that the magical hammer?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a parry. Ooh. you see its entire body, which up till now has been this kind of deep, dark purple tone, suddenly turn a stark white.
Is it like hitting like an octopus or squid? And all its like color of things just blip.
It's more like a snake shedding.
Mm.
The entirety of it has been shed all at once.
It teleport out of its own shed. That sounds mildly terrifying.
It's now a sickly, pale, ghostly tone. And you can see a large crack going down that exoskeleton where you struck. Any other actions this turn, Mark?
It looks. Just
Sluggish now.
trying to decide whether to run away. Now I'm gonna stand there like it was like that's a sexy thing, like that's what she should be.
Okay. The figure on the...
Cool.
Okay. Those of you in the building can hear a scurrying noise somewhere underneath the building.
Eris will crawl on top of the bed. She doesn't care that there's an unconscious man on it. Hope that is allowed.
Okay. The figure atop the stone plinth will yet again erasing that languid pose, limbs as heavy as molten lead, and roll somewhat gracefully off of the stone and roll across the caltrop-strewn ground. You can see where the barbed metal hooks pierce through the white silk robe, strewing across these spatterings of deep red. Until just gently rolling itself down. It's like watching a drunkard revel, and pulls its jaws to the river and just begins to drink. There's some unwelcome cracking noises. It's as if every gulp of water is shifting bone. And that'll be its turn. Neri.
Okay.
Oh, could Baz have his turn?
Oh, yes, Baz, sorry.
Yes. Right. I have 35 feet of blind sight. Does that reveal anything as to the skittering going on?
Okay. Could you roll me a religion check, please? And a geography check.
All right.
That figure out there, that white, like stark, like ice white figure outside, is no longer the same creature. It has molted, and in doing so, has, as mentioned, teleported out of its own husk.
Right.
That is an animated husk of its old exoskeleton. Somewhere underneath the foundations of the shack is the creature itself. You can, with your blind sense, you can practically feel as its exoskeleton slowly gains rigidity again. But at present, it's vulnerable, so it's not going to show itself. The issue is that it has several abilities it can use without having to see you.
Right. Do I know roughly
Assuming-
where it is?
It's roughly beneath the dining room table. About 5 feet below the foundations. Quite shallow. All things considered.
5 feet. All right. Just take a quiet 5-foot step in this direction. Let's see.
The scratching stops.
I will, as a swift action, charge up the axe with holy light. And
Glitters with malevolent green light.
the axe.
Yes.
Interesting.
Now, Thynorn's not exactly a nice material.
Fair.
It reacts quite... It reacts almost like a sparkler on contact with holy light.
All right. Interesting.
It never seems to lose any substance of that.
And I'll actually, could I try and basically smash through the floorboards with the axe and try and hook into the creature?
You're having to
With
smash
the
through.
axe.
The problem is that the floor isn't boards, it's flagstones. So it's about 2-inch thick granite slabs.
Ah,
They are river stones that have been cut to shape.
right.
Well, it's not even cut to shape, it's been stacked. Like a jigsaw puzzle.
If I use a move action, I can use landscaping to disrupt the terrain and make it difficult terrain and basically smash it to bits.
Yeah, they are not particularly well fitted flagstones. You can
Alright.
get enough of a pivot, you can smash the stone.
Yeah.
Not too difficult. Without much effort.
All right. In that case, I'll use landscaping to do so.
Okay.
Would you like to make? Would you like me to make the attack roll first or the power check first? To
Let's roll the power
attack
check.
the creature? All right.
You
Plus
render-
1 from having the high ground, I guess.
Okay, the mace makes short work of even the granite. It rends it down to crumbling dust,
Excellent.
and you see just the very faintest like remnant of some of the shedding of its husk near the surface. It seems that it's scraped across the foundations on its way around.
All right.
It's not too far distant. You can feel it moving.
Would I be able to reach it with the axe?
You can certainly attempt it, but it does have concealment.
Does the blind sight negate that somewhat?
A blind sight can only... It's still blocked by barriers.
Right. Yeah, I just thought it might reveal a bit more. All right.
Oh, no, this allows you to actually swing at it and have a chance
Excellent.
at it.
Cool.
Just send from Althena for 2. Thank you. Very cool.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, yeet. 23, that would be.
High or low?
Go high.
What you wrench upward is what seems to be the husk of a limb. You could feel the blade skim across its hide. And it is hide at this point. It's not become an exoskeleton again yet.
Did it get hit, though, then?
Miss
In that
chance, God,
case-
I'm afraid.
Alright, gotcha. Well,
It was
fortunately,
close.
I've got one more swing in me. Shall give a go. Yeet. Be 22.
That'll miss, I'm afraid.
Alright.
Too much cover bonus.
Fair. Alright, that'll be it for Baz.
But as you were digging through the soil of that axe blade, almost using it like a shovel, using the point, you can hear it chittering and shrieking as it attempts to burrow deeper into the soil.
Oh, one thing I can still do that I want to try, actually, because as a free action, I can retrieve the kettle. I will ask Faustus to heat up the water, and as a free action, I will drop the water down.
Okay. And it'll go on his turn, which will be the end of initiative.
Alright.
You can ready the action to drop it. It's a free action at the end of the day.
Yep.
Okay, any other actions?
That'll be it.
Neri, the field is yours.
Okie dokie. Well, at least I'm doing a little bit better. I'm pretty much mended now and stuff. My holes patched and all. I've stopped laughing about it as much as I was last week. Okay, let's There's a window here, right?
That's a chimney.
Oh, it's a chimney. Okay.
There is a gap in the wall, though, where you can see through. You can still see the white, pale husk outside, and it's still,
Yeah.
albeit very jerkily, dancing
Okay.
as best it can with a broken thorax.
Right. I don't even know what to do, man. Like, genuinely lost. Because I'm scared, but I'm okay in terms of my health, so I should do something, I suppose. But I also don't want to leave this cabin. Can I squeeze through that at all, or is it just
It's
enough for
literally
eyesight?
a crack in the wall.
Okay.
It's tiny.
Okay.
Admittedly, it's a little bit wide now. You can probably fit like a couple of maybe a knife through it because of all the structural damage that Baz has caused. If you wanted to smash through it, it wouldn't take very much.
No,
Or
I'd like to...
or you could avail yourself of the window, which is to your northwest.
Or, you know what?
You could prepare an action.
And you know where the creature is. It's underneath where Baz is currently.
Who could benefit from rage? Because I could do that now, too. I can make a switch, and we're all here, and there's not a whole bunch of stuff around.
Baz can probably benefit from it.
Alright. I'll move over here. And I'm gonna rage. So, rage again is Bardic Rage. It's the same thing, right? What do you get from that?
It works exactly with Skull Rage, so it's just, everyone gets the
Yeah,
rage
Skull
spell.
Rage.
So plus 2 to attack rolls and shit.
Yeah,
But if you benefit from it, you don't get casting. You don't get a lot of skills.
Right. Okay.
Would I still be able to use Holy Light?
I don't believe you can use ranged attacks. Apart from Throne.
Alright.
Okay, Inspired
So I can
Rage,
still imbue
right.
my blade with it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
It is... What is it again? What is it exactly, though? Because I haven't looked at...
I
did
can't
not-
look up anything at present.
Right.
It's from the
Rage from the Skull, right?
Yes.
I think it's just as the spell, so it's like plus 4 to strength and con.
Yeah. And then at the cost of -2 to AC.
Yep.
But plus
that's
1
it.
will.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's an AoE, though, so...
Yeah.
Everybody here gets that. So, just write my notes again. Hang on, sorry. That's... What was it again? Plus 4 to... For STR and con, and then -2 AC, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And plus 1 will, did you say?
Yep.
Yes.
Right. Alright, everybody's raging.
Right.
That's all I'm gonna do.
So Swift, you got Standard on the move. Or Standard, rather.
You do just
Prepare.
standard to provide aid and other for attacks.
Sure, yep.
Okay. Armand, the field is yours once again. Go. He has
My turn?
died. Oh,
No, I'm
there
here.
he is.
You did.
Aiden, roll high or low.
Let's go high.
Wish I was there.
Pick a number
Between what?
between 1 and 7. Or 1 and 8.
Bro busted out the origami fortune teller for this round.
No, she rolled rage while a character under my control is having emotional problems. So now his thoughts are getting really dark really fast. Number from
I see
1 to
you're
8.
going through an emotional moment, but however, Neri is like that one, like an Air Force jet pilot instructor. Kill him! Kill him!
A number between 1 through 8.
Oh, she may be having connection problems again.
18.
Rip.
I rolled a 7. Use that.
Okay. Okay, beats it by 1. Armand is staring tentatively outside in the general area of where the sword is. His eyes are getting bloodshot. Completely bloodshot. More red than they're actually supposed to be.
As you're watching it, with a kind of a soft thrum, zoom, zoom, zoom. In sequence, red runes appear down the blade. Zoom, zoom, zoom. It seems like it should run out of blade, but it just keeps going. As your eyes traipse down the steel, it's like despite being a completely straight blade, it's like watching a spiral fractal out into the infinite.
Mm-hmm. Luton will take notice of this, and he will put his hand between his companion's face, specifically to see if his vision moves.
Sorry, say that again, Carl?
Luton will put his hand between Almon's face and his physical vision of the blade to see if his hand will block vision of what he's looking at.
The runes show through. In fact, it seems to like there's a shimmer on your fleshy hand that seems to show the ghostly form beneath.
That's concerning. He will then ask his companion, "Are you fine? You seem to be really focused. You know, sometimes you all just need to show me a little respect." And you know what? He's right. I should probably take more control for myself. To which his response will immediately be, "Mary, restrain that man."
Hmm.
The runes twist on themselves, and for a moment of clarity, you can read them. Would you like to do so?
Yes.
Do as thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. That's what it reads.
Is only my character able to read it, or is anyone connected to the network able to read it?
It's only Lutum that can read it. And the words are burned into your retinas, lingering in the air like these boiling bluish ghosts.
And what of the symbols that are on Almon's hand? Is the symbol of Baal lit up in any particular fashion?
The runes seem to coil around your limbs as you look down upon yourself.
Both of their bodies or just his?
Just his.
Also, upkeep of lingering. The effect of 2 rounds of sustained focus.
Okay. This is a conjuration healing effect. It also has the effect of freedom of movement.
And is that the most powerful aura?
Yes. A secondary aura is there as well. Spell immunity, binding.
Does it appear like the binding begins around the weapon or specifically at its physical form?
The blade seems to be a node. It's sort of a symbolic totem around which the spell is coiled.
Would it be fair to say that if a person touches it, it would begin the automatic binding?
Oh, quite the opposite. It won't bind the wielder, it will protect them from binding.
I see.
It seems that the blade has been turned from its original purpose to quite the opposite.
He will look down at his own hand, because it should be just Eludum's hand that wasn't touching the door, specifically Almon's. Is there a symbol of ball in his hand as well?
No.
In which case, he's going to reach into the knapsack and pull out a sliver of blade from when he was in the mines. He will start etching Ball's insignia into his forearm on his unmade forearm wrist.
Okay.
And he will attempt to channel divinity through it. 19.
Okay, you're trying to invoke via Baal, correct?
Correct. To do the same thing that they did before, a line of communication.
The creature who up till now has had its jaws slowly, just grind the jaw. Its jaw is just kind of slowly grinding inside the water. You might hear its teeth, even despite it being muffled by the waters. It levers itself up. Its jaw dripping with a mix of water and thin traces of blood. Take it. It's yours. Do with it as you will. You can still see you can still see where the caltrops, which have these vicious hooks on the end, are just pierced through the flesh, nailing its robes to its body. I don't care what you do with your freedom. But while I'm here, every binding to the outside world only weakens me. I'll be truly free. The soil will drag me in, and I'll be truly unstoppable. As he says this, it crawls onto its back. Again, over the caltrops, you can see it just rupturing through its flesh, and some of them with such force that the caltrop burst through the top of the forearm and out the other side. And you can see the soil. It seems to sprout. It's somewhere between a mix of the fronds of some reddish fungus, and in between blinks, it almost seems like red-stained hands pouring at the creature's silk and flesh, trying to drag it in, like the sediment is trying to swallow it whole. Take your freedom and go forth from me. it seems completely sunk in rapture.
He will respond with a, I have questions.
And I know answers.
I think you have one. And he will mentally think about the image that he saw when he was connected to the house before it ate his hand.
If you want that thing, if you want to kill it, wrench it down from its little heaven and drive it into the stone and soil, you can be my guest. It's no mark against me.
If I believe you're being nice, and I don't think you're being nice, you're still bound by the contract you made with my goddess. And even then, this blade and your show of mercy is a step in the right direction. But if you do whatever you want, I don't really care. You know what my sentiments and beliefs are. But what I need from you is a show of good faith. You'll be free to do what you want, what you will. Continue a campaign to kill the followers of gods. But while we're here, on this land, all I ask is for a little guidance. I just need a name, and if I can kill it.
You're fighting nature itself, boy. Goodness knows I've been doing my very best to lay it low. But these things are slow. Follow my acolytes. They're dispersed throughout this land. You'll know them by these robes. He'll, with the creature's bloodied hands, he'll pick up the white silk. It flutters in a breeze that isn't there. They'll lead you the way. With fallen torches or fallen bodies, they'll lead you there. If that's where you wish to go.
My only other ask is that while we're in the presence of your cultists, we not be threatened with violence. If we do not threaten it at all, you do not threaten it to us. We will respect your boundaries of your soon-to-be claimed kingdom.
You have free reign. Go forth. I'll not resist you. I'll not inhibit you, neither will my folk, my flesh. The amount of blood soaking into the silt on the side of the creek is quite prodigious at this point, but the creature shows no sign of even inhibition. Indeed, it almost seems as though it has an excess of blood that it's seeping through its skin and flesh of its own accord. I know you don't trust me. You never will. You never could. But I've outgrown you. I hope you can do the same with me.
I never cared about your deal, but he does. You've wounded.
He'll lounge, like, despite the strewn like points of razor sharp steel all across the bay, he'll lounge like someone like baying at the sun. You'll find no trouble with me. He'll pick up a caltrop and you see him just with a thumbnail just hook it underneath the barb and just wrench the point off of the steel caltrop with ease and crumple it like it was tinfoil. And then after a while of rubbing the steel between his fingers in his palm, it starts to crumble and pour from his grasp like powder. You've nothing to fear from me any longer. It would be worth saying that just to see what you do with your newfound freedom. There's a soft, not quite a laugh, There's a soft shuddering kind of chuckle that emits from the wounded cultist as it plays host to something far beyond the scope of itself.
I suppose I should thank you then. You wouldn't have happened to give that blade a name or any nasty curse, did you?
I don't worry about names anymore. Why need a name when you're the face in the trees? And the creature will lay back in the sandy shore. For a moment, it almost seems to disappear in the foam of the water. And then it's just, again, seemingly more human, wounded, but still completely ecstatic, enraptured with the scintillating light before its eyes, pouring at the heavens, watching the light dance. Especially that burning lithium pink, that magenta boiling sky above. It doesn't hurt at all anymore. Doesn't hurt at all. Thank goodness for that. And then it'll drift off, losing consciousness.
He will acknowledge it, but will still speak one last parting sentence before cutting off the connection and smearing out the blood scars. We'll talk about the deal when he's ready. You'll find us when it's time.
You find yourself addressing the empty air. Whatever that creature in the white is, it's since drifted off into unconsciousness.
In the meanwhile...
You've got move action left, mate.
That way. In the meanwhile, we'll then look still at Neri, telling her again, restrain him.
Yeah, my turn.
Speaking of gaining too much insight, Neri now knows what turn-based combat is.
Oh, that was out of character. Yeah.
A Mao. However, he is in
She
the
has an
network.
epiphany.
Don't you find it weird that we all stand around waiting our turn to hit each other?
Based.
That's fine.
Why is parrying so difficult for most people? Only like 1/15 of all people know how to parry.
However, since she is
Just
still in the
don't
network,
Easy.
he will look at her and just keep looking back at him, looking back at her, looking back at him. Make her take a step. Make her take a step. And then sit on him. Specifically, she's sitting on him in a way where his hands are restrained, and he is forced to keep looking at the sword.
He is remarkably difficult to get hold of. He seems to... A lot of him, it seems almost impossible to get hold of. In fact, he slips between your grasp completely effortlessly.
You mean Almond, but I understand.
Well, Luthim is the one who's
Affecting both of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as for this wall here, is this a window?
There's a door.
Ah.
Or what's left of a door, it's kind of a bit smashed.
He will take one step, because it will take her a 5-foot step to be on his square, but I'm not going to move her picture. And the sword was here,
Yep, just on the porch.
and Hexagrin was here.
Yes, he's shown that little blotch there.
Before he fully walks out from underneath the clove of the door frame, he's going to make a perception and a sense motive check. (17 and 23 respectively. Oh, backwards respectively. 17 sense motive, 23 perception.
You don't sense any malevolence. It seems like a completely genial notion. the blade does not emanate temptation. It emanates a very strange sense of weightlessness. It feels like a long looked for doorway to something. It's a lightening of. It seems to represent in your mind a lightening of burdens.
Okay. He will take one step out the door, and he will bend down and attempt his best to reach for Hexagren's open arm and hand without cutting himself on his two-dimensional form.
Now, Hexagon's more of a polyhedron. It doesn't really have arms. But he has facets you can grab hold of.
Yeah. I'm just gonna roll dexterity.
No, it's not necessary. You can reach him easily enough.
Okay. I will pull him in and attempt to cradle him in a way that will not cause physical harm to myself.
Don't worry. As long as you're careful, it doesn't actually pose a threat.
Okay. And I will bring him slowly inside, sitting right on the edge of the door frame, keeping an eye on the situation.
Is that what you people deal with on a regular basis?
I'm afraid in this case, this is the responsibility of the idiot that,
You may want to narrow that down.
True. The red-haired idiot.
Hey.
You may want to narrow that down.
Your summoner. The one who named you.
Oh.
Yes, in an old life, he, was an unwitting, yet still diligent servant of the Lord of Murder. You unfortunately got, taken by what apparently is his cultists. They are the people who've been following us across the wood. But they pose us no threat. However, he's about to become one with nature. Literally. He will then choke out a very quick, glad to see you're not dead.
I'm durable, don't worry.
Okay, it's one way to put it.
In the meantime, I'm just going to wait. I don't fully trust that blade, and until I can perceive everything about it, I'm not touching it with my hands. And definitely neither is he.
He'll kind of pivot himself to look at it. Its weave is strange.
It's a gift from the Lord himself.
Most folk can't even make a blade with one singular vertices of magic. This has 8.
Oh, you can see them. Describe them to me.
It's an interweaving of 8 points.
And we have that after the bug monster under the house is defeated. Just saying.
So as this philosophical conversation is happening, it's like, little help over here as he's stabbing the ground, getting attacked by something that looks like it's like Starship Troopers.
Yeah, Baz literally shook up the foundation of the whole
It's
ass
afraid.
house.
Stab.
On hearing this
I'm just
information,
saying, this sounds a lot like
Assuming-
non-combat.
This sounds like you're ninja looting.
upon hearing this, he's gonna take.
Pretty sure that's more than 6 words.
Upon hearing this, he's gonna take this information and
Very
just
best
generally,
picture episode.
just typically roll the 6 bottles of spit towards him. Remember, it's explosive. And he will start preparing a spell as he waits his turn.
I should really stress to people that you should not use demolition equipment in a confined space you're inside. I think like this. I'm not even making you roll. That's a common sense fucking thing. Do not try to demolish the building you're in.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. I'll just cook off this frag inside this confined space.
Yay.
Why is all the cutlery flying everywhere? Why have I lost a limb?
Teehee.
He will start.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm not even in the building.
Yeah, when the wall falls over onto you, it'll be awkward. Though.
He'll
Thought you
end
only
his
had a
turn.
move action left.
Yeah, you got a move
Yes.
action left after the concentration check.
Yeah, he'll start preparing a spell for his next turn.
Well, in fact, you can actually partially prepare a full round action by using a stand on one turn and move on the next, or
Mhm.
vice versa. Okay, got that in preparation. Baz, I hear you've been having some insect problems.
Yes.
Now people can hear how often I belch during the show. I don't like it.
Charming.
Okay. Gonna use the first of all, activating a maneuver, thump the engine for a reroll.
Oh, the classic, the one that got one of the many things that got that
Mangled gear
ban.
ban from a lot of places.
Yeah.
It's a level 1 boost.
Why did they put all their best stuff in level 1? They could have spread it out like around level 5-ish and actually got a decent functional discipline that people were allowed to use.
Funnily enough, it means you can get it as a trait, which is funny.
Yes.
But
That's
yeah.
pretty.
I'm gonna use a move action, and instead of shoving it, I'm gonna attempt to just hook it with the axe and reposition it, drag it up.
Drag it up, do it. Make it so.
All right. Do I get the benefit of the aid another from Neri?
Yes.
Okay, and this
And rage.
is 2 higher. Excellent.
Plus. So a total of 4, I think. You just hurl it into the ceiling. Ooh. You hurl it like screaming into the room.
Excellent. Hello there.
This has suddenly become a combat dense environment.
Actually, Bill, as it comes up, and like I drag its head onto the floor, I want to curb stomp onto it with one of my sabatons.
Make it so. However, it will use one of its abilities as its reactive action.
All right.
It has an ability called Brood Parasitism. It gains the use of rage. Here's the thing. Okay, gets to try and parry this.
All right.
Ooh. It, as you bring your boot down, it brings a talon up and successfully parries your sabaton to the side. Doesn't break your stance, mind you. You keep that.
Well-
You keep a nice wide stance. I'm guessing you're about to smash it in the face again, aren't you?
Fortunately, I got a reroll from Thump the Engine, so I'm gonna reroll it.
Haha! Oh,
Ah!
that. Fuck it. That is. Look at that fucking digital dice. That is a nat 1. Fuck yourself.
On the damage.
No, on the D20 roll. I'm gonna.
No,
Look,
the damage is
I'm
in the
bringing up the
D20.
snip tool. I'm bringing up the snip
No,
tool.
I see it too, but if you hover
I'm bringing up
over-
the snip tool as well, because that don't look right to me.
Because
I'm
there's
posting
two
shit post corner.
D20s in this. I don't know why.
Oh, digital die. I don't fucking know what that's about, to be honest.
Bill,
The digital dice I have at the moment.
if you're
Yeah.
hovering over the result for the sabatons, you can see that
Yeah, it says a
13
13.
is the thing.
Yeah.
It's from
Yeah.
damage. I don't
That
know
is the
where the
most
D20 comes
cocked
in
dice
there,
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
but
Also, I think it's 1 higher
I know. I'm trying.
for high ground, but yeah. Do I manage to stomp onto it?
Yes. Roll your. Oh, jeez, 40 damage. Fuck me. Yeah. Okay, you're touching the metal surface, so you will take some damage,
That's fine.
but that'll be it. And she's brewed parasitism, so I do get a desperation bonus on this one.
Cool.
Yeah, with Baz as a character in the party, I've started adding desperation as an effect. How the fuck do I roll that many ones?
How many?
A Mao.
How many curses?
No, it's on D6s.
Damn.
Okay, that's better.
My condolences, Bug.
It do be like that sometimes. 5, 10. Be 15 points of lightning damage.
Excellent. Thank God for vulcanized rubber.
Then it's just a wet crunch and the lights go out for him.
Is he dead?
Yes, they're not very durable, they're summons.
Excellent. Huh.
Okay.
That's that dealt with. Could I maybe look over at the figure over there, or what's left of it, and make a religion check to see what kind of weird fucking ritual it was carrying
As
out?
you're all your shit, I'm going to meet myself momentarily. I need to use the little gents room. We'll be right back.
Cool.
This is fucking terrifying. When Bug gets pulled out of the fucking ground, immediately gets fucking obliterated into protein powder.
Try to collect that. Might be useful.
I'd rather not consume any of that, or even have it on my boot, frankly. Just gonna start scraping it off.
Scraping it on like the furniture.
Sorry about the rug.
The poor dude is fucking unconscious. Wakes up with a fucking dusting of dead Bug in the room. Is Mark
Yeah.
still dancing with the animated exoskeleton outside?
Would be based if he did.
Also, thank you, Citus, for the phrase, snug as a bug scraped on a rug. This is just Baz's motto for today, I guess. Pain and suffering.
I'm back. You rang?
Come back.
So I've sort of cleaned the goop off of my boots by just sort of rubbing it on the carpet a bit. Because, at this point, this place is a bit more than a fixer-upper, shall we say.
Fixer-upper, it's now sub-shack level.
Yeah, exactly. So, 19 on a religion check to kind of get a grasp of what happened there.
It seems that some kind of upper order creature of some renown has possessed the person and then left without causing harm to them, barring what they were doing to themselves. They seem to be incredibly intoxicated.
So the creature itself is still there. It's not just a pair of robes laying on the ground. Gotcha.
No, it's still there. You can see the white robe slowly turning a pinkish tone. Silk wicks away blood at a remarkable speed.
I have a bit of movement left. So
We're essentially out of initiative at this point.
alright, excellent. I'll just sort of move over.
The husk falls over inert.
Does he detect as evil?
He does not detect as evil, however, his host has such an enormous amount of corruption, it's unreal. This is someone who has been abusing their body to the fullest extent. He should be dead. Long dead. The sheer quantity... Because there are obviously degrees of evil. Substance abuse does ping on detect evil, because it is obviously excess is a sin. And this person has indulged in such excess by all rights, it should be dead 1,000 times over. There is essentially a bin bag full of gear in his veins. And he's still chugging along.
And he doesn't appear to be some sort of a water elemental then? Some sort of abyssal creature?
He's closer to being a fucking cocaine elemental at this point. This man has ingested every substance he could lay his hands on, and some that you're not even sure about. There's a smattering of stains and like substance residues all over him.
Mm.
And as you look at him, there's like pock marks and wounds, and places where he's just straight up passed his fingernails through his flesh, as if it were.
Eris, do you happen to have any of that salve or any sort of healing items?
Yeah. She'll just scurry out. Just hand you some of the salves, because I still believe I have pre-prepared salves from when we actually went down into the caves.
Nice.
I'll just give you 2. I'll check how many I actually have in my inventory. If I don't have enough to give out, I will make some real quick.
Alright, well, time to do a bit of community outreach. I'm going to use the Bishop Arm ability to ignore difficult terrain and hazardous terrain to just kind of...
You just rail grind off the pike.
I'm going to rail grind across the water. And,
Don't worry about the caltrops, most of them are in his skin.
Excellent. Sort of like...
This close-up, you can see how bad he is. Like, there are places on his arms where you can see the bone, like, poking through the flesh. Not like it's carved, but like it has, like, he has abused substances to the point where the flesh is wilted away.
I tower over him. I look him in the eyes, or whatever he has left for eyes.
No, his eyes are like looking up at you with surprising gentleness. He seems completely... He's high as a kite, but he is not looking at you with any malevolence or malignance.
Yep. Tower over him, and I say, I will redeem you.
Do you need help? Erish can help.
And I'll begin applying some salve.
Don't worry. The master always takes away the pain afterwards. Doesn't matter how bad we get, the master always looks after us.
Who might that be?
From the doorway,
Maybe
Bale.
not. You're expecting your sword.
Bale.
No, it's not. Who's... No.
That's good.
Finally, anyone by that name. I don't... Who is that? I don't... They seem like... It seemed... The best way to describe it is that they are somewhere else watching this conversation happen.
They are entirely dissociated.
Yeah, they are hovering over you.
Yeah.
Watching you, like, try and patch them up.
He's in the realm of dreams having a conversation with me.
Unironically, if you were to poke your nose into the realm of dreams, he's there, like, just kind of...
Yeah, I figured...
Fortnite dancing across the water surface.
I'm out.
But, no, it's... There's a lot of us, but even after Uncle Stonebones left, she looks after us. They all do. We're a family out here. No one can hurt us anymore. And it doesn't matter how bad we mess up anymore. She puts us back together again.
I see.
The Lady of the Healing Waters helps us.
Might I know what she looks like?
I wish I knew myself. We all wear the same robes. I can barely remember what I look like anymore.
I see.
There's a brief moment of sadness on his face, but then it wilts away. It's like he was trying to remember something for a split second. And
Do I see the needles on him? Because I think there was mention of like black onyx type.
There's
needles
thin
embedded in
slivers of black stone, most of which have snapped off at this point. He's also completely like covered in caltrops. He looks like he's been thrown through a gauze bush, backwards, and like someone kept throwing him in.
Baz is just going to carefully remove them and apply salve.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a small trouble.
Everyone out here is always so nice. I wish I'd known about this back when I was younger. I might not have ended up such a mess.
What brought you here? Or, well, in this state, if I may ask.
We were all saying transients or shunned or thrown out. Folk on the Isle are good, but they don't understand when you're running from something. There's a moment of like, there's a briefest moment of like sheer regret and despair that washes over him before it's swallowed back up by euphoria.
I see.
There's a moment of like someone who is like completely out of it on everything under the sun, and then there's this moment you can just see like a moment of complete cognition for a split second, and it goes back to the euphoria. There's a lot of us out here. We look after each other, and she looks after us. And he'll reach over and he'll pass his fingers through the water of the river as it flows. Yeah, it doesn't even sting anymore. It used to, all the brackish water. Well, I don't know, why is it always brackish out here? It comes from the spring up top, but it's salty already.
Strange.
It seems like he's got distracted from the conversation. I should go fishing. Sorry, I didn't mean to seem like I was trying to avoid the question.
Are all your compatriots around the water or creeks?
Not always. Some are, but we wander off and we wander back. And as long as we meet her by the lake, she can take the pain away. It doesn't matter how badly I've seen her do miracles, man.
The lake, you say?
Yeah, there's a little pond. It's more a pond. If you've ever been to Orlais, they got a place up there, similar size. Have you been there? They got that funky statue. That's what's it called? They call it like the Devil's Hoofprint down in Orlais, but that's a different. That's some spooky shit I don't play with. It's just a little pond, like that one down south with the ducks, but it's just like a little circular pond, and it's all the reeds growing around it. And she takes us out. She helps us walk across the water. And she takes all the pain, and it sinks down. You can feel it like wash away.
Lady of the Lake, huh?
Oh, the healing waters. It's not like she comes out of the water. She takes us there. She takes us across the surface, and it cleans us. He'll hold up his arms, and there's like deep, you can see like not only the bones, some of the bone exposed, like there's deep black pock marks that go all the way down to bone. And
I see.
Lovely.
She takes it all away. It boils out of us. Watch. She was teaching me how she does it. Let me show you. He'll dip a arm up to the elbow, where the bone is exposed, and he'll say something, and the words make your ears shimmer. It's a sensation like your entire head is vibrating. And you can see the black burns and pock marks boil out of the skin. And you can see places where the skin was wilted and rotten is now pink and raw, like it's regrowing. It's slow when I do it. She's so good at it. It's one day in 6, and we're all good as new. Skin as soft as a baby's. No, I don't even know how old some of us are. Right? Some of them have been here since before I was born. Stone Bones has been out here since before any of us were born. He had a falling out, and we don't see him anymore.
By the way, do you happen to know what happened to the sky? It's a bit colorful.
Storm. Oh, I don't know what did that. Happened. There's a moment of. If you ever seen someone who's trying to figure out what they've forgotten?
Alzheimer's.
I don't know how long we've been out here or how long the sky's been like that. What?
Do you remember it not being like that when you were here?
Yeah, I remember the deep blue and pale white clouds. And I remember the first night we were here, the whole sky was that vibrant orange. Isn't it that old saying, like red sky at night, shepherd's delight? Or fisherman's delight, depends who you work for, really. I used to work down at the docks, so I guess it's fisherman's delight.
I see.
Yeah.
And do you have any clue as to what's in there? Looks a bit ominous, that building.
Oh, we don't go near there very often. Every now and then it spits something out.
How do you deal with that?
Oh, we just... Honestly, if I hadn't washed down here, I don't think I'd found myself down here. You know, the breeze has taken me here a couple of times, but not very often. And they tend to leave us alone. I mean, I know we've tried to help the elf man who lives in the shack over there. He points over, and you notice that as he points with his arm, like the flesh is halfway over the bone again.
I see.
He looks over to you. You do that too, huh? He'll look down at your wounds that are burning shut.
Yeah, it's more of a natural thing, really. I was born that way.
Lucky. I had to learn that. It took me a while.
Yeah, doesn't give me smooth skin, though. As I raise my visor.
Oh, you're not so bad. He'll like pat you on the cheek.
You have a fly head.
He looks at my fucking fly face.
He's high as balls. He doesn't give a shit. He's seen a lot weirder than that. Average World of Darkness character. You're not so bad. Calm down.
What's the matter, smooth skin?
To be fair, he probably sees the rest of the party like that anyway.
Yeah.
He's very, very high.
So, if I were to try and find this Lady of the Lake, whereabouts would I have to go? Which direction, roughly? Just curious.
We always find our way back. It's just, I think, when she heals us, it's like a nudge in the right direction. And it's not just healing, it's guidance.
I see.
She's looked after us again out here. It's been... A lot of us have been, especially the others, have been experimenting some very dangerous stuff, and she's kept us safe from that stuff.
I see.
Have you ever tried this though? You'll hold out a little vial, a brownish powder, like kind of very granular, with kind of a reddish tinge. We didn't even know this stuff was out here. Do you have a name?
Baz is gonna roll sense motive real quick.
If you give him a nudge with a bit of iron, it'll prove he's not fey.
Yeah, plus he's holding that iron thing.
Yeah,
The name is...
He's absolutely festooned with caltrops. He's not fey.
Yeah. The name's Baz.
That's a nice name. It's a moment of someone trying to remember something, remembering it for a second, and then their brain sublimating it out.
This man's listening to the caretaker 24/7.
No, this man's listening to the importance of being anywhere but here. or how to disappear completely.
I see.
Yes, and breaking out references to Seraphim albums.
Oof.
I think I've gotten too deep in the hole. I can't remember things anymore. But she'll take that away from us. She always pours away our weakness.
By the way, while I'm having this conversation, I'm analyzing him with detect evil. But I'm just trying to look at where there are traces of evil and where there's absence of evil.
It's just substance abuse, pure and simple.
Okay.
What's very bewildering is that whatever is in that vial is glowing with not evil but hubris specifically. If you'd like to roll alchemy or botany.
All right.
Can I aid from afar?
Yeah, you're within not seeing distance. You want to just you can go across.
Eris
It's not difficult.
has just been standing across the pond, just observing this conversation.
She's just
Like
standing on the
perched on
bar.
the end of the pike like a fucking cat.
Yeah.
Literally. Just watching. Craft alchemy?
If you could have a smell of it with it uncorked, you could ID it. But it looks like some kind of sawdust.
My craft alchemy, if it helps. And of his roll.
It's definitely some kind of resinous wood, similar to pine in texture, but very rich reddish tone to it.
Do I recognize it as potentially being from the sawmill?
You saw a lot of the very small traces of sawdust you found are very similar to this. But it's something about it is just it's hard to note down.
So,
something about the way it the glass glints and the pinkish light of the scar.
So do you and your compatriots ever travel further away?
Yeah, we used to work up at the mill, but after the money dried up and they told us all to sling a hook, most of us decided to stick around, see if we could salvage the business ourselves. I mean, we bought our tools when we joined up. He'll don't freak out, hang on. He'll gingerly pick up the cleaver at his belt and drop it into the soil. That's why I was in charge of clearing brush and bark. You notice that it's basically a bill hook that has been sharpened at the very tip to be used to clear bark.
Right.
And it can also clear brush like normal.
Gotcha.
Very
So-
well. It's got this the same reddish tone stain all across the blade.
So,
Sorry,
does the
sticking to
name does the name Rita the Orlais ring familiar to you?
I think she used to be. She used to wander up here every now and then, back in the old days. It was a while back then, though. It was before what happened.
What did happen?
Could you roll me a diplomacy check, please?
All right.
Trying to. Damn. Everything wasn't the same. It's when they shut up. Some of the people turned weird after one of the. It wasn't a foreman. What was he? He was I was new back then. I'd only joined up for a couple of weeks when we shut down. But also, one thing you notice about it is that when he speaks, he's speaking this very slow tone. That seems to. It feels like whatever was possessing him before has some kind of effect similar to bardic magic. Like his words have more weight. And it seems to have rubbed off on him slightly. Like his words are sluggish because they are physically heavy in his mouth.
I see.
Yeah, he was up for foreman soon. I never met him myself. He was... God, you couldn't miss him. He's a hulk of a man. He points out he's built like that boulder. But then he wasn't in the billets. He'd built a house in one of the places we cleared for the lumber work. He'd take his pay in logs. Like, we'd shifted a bunch of oak and teak and yew in those days, and that's where the money was. It was all shipping stuff downriver for the buildings. Hell, the amount of times that old Ragnarok's been knocked out by various horrors is the reason I don't live in the city. I stick it out here. It's safe.
Well, to tell you this much, it's not gotten any better.
Oh, I don't even want to think about it. Last time I was in there, the place got jumped by... I think they had a dead drow crawl up. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of them were easy in the eyes, but I mean, it's not worth the... He'll kind of lift up his shirt, and there's one wound that's persisted, and there's this little, like, almost like someone got shot with a hand crossbow.
I see.
I guess you got to take the rough with the smooth with some of the knife is, but it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either.
I like slap and tickle as much as the next man, but it's not me. I'm not old enough to be into that weird shit.
So, whatever happened to that foreman, though?
He hadn't made foreman yet. He was up when... Well, it was... I remember the way it burned. That we found him. The whole place was burned down. He was screaming. God, I was screaming. I think that's what started everything when it was... We were trying to help as best we can, but he was just completely mad. I remember when the foreman went up to him, he was Foreman was an old boy. He was getting on years, and he nearly took his damn arm off with that goosewing axe. We used to use those for clearing the branches off because it's flat on one side, so you can carve real close to the log. But he was screaming and crying. Oh God, I don't really want to think about it.
Right.
Give me a second. He'll uncork the bottle, and he'll take out a little, like, tuft of this, like a pinch of snuff almost, of this, what looks like sawdust, and go... and his eyes would just turn completely chrome silver the second he did that.
About a size to himself, so quietly. So, I'm a bit confused. What exactly does this have to do with Rita, though?
She was up here when it happened. She was the one who calmed him down. As best we could. He ran off before we could... She tried to, yeah. She healed the foreman's arm from the chunk he took out of him. And she tried to... She's some kind of wibble slinger. I don't know. It's above my pay. I don't fuck with all that magic shit. But yeah, she tried to calm him down, but it... just the last thing I remember seeing was him smashing his way through the undergrowth, trying to get through the man. It was like watching a bear smash through those trees. Never seen anything like that. Person shouldn't be able to move like that. Not I remember him like that. He was always a big guy, but he was like no person moves like that. I remember he picked up that before the goose wing. He picked up a broadaxe and hurled it. And he damn near split a tree in half. It sunk up to the halfway up the stave.
So was he going after Rita then?
No, they'd talked a couple of times. But every now and then she'd rock up to the site and she'd make sure that we weren't hurting the forest too much and that everything was like safe. If we got an injury, we could light a little campfire, and she'd give us this little pouch of powder. Hang on, I think I still got some of it. He'll offer up a little pouch of blue salt. Looks thing. He opens it up. It's like this little large crystal bluish, like vibrant cobalt blue salt. Yeah, she used to always, if we sprinkled some of this in the fire, even if we were like sick, and I guess she was kind of like the lady we ran into since, but
I see.
She looked after us too, but she was a bit more curt with us. I mean, we were grown men; we deserved it. We should have been more careful than pissing about with logging equipment and trying to dance on logs as they went downriver.
So this blue salt, do you ingest it, or what do you do with it?
You just sprinkle it on the fire, and it makes it puff up with some funny smoke. And she used to always, like clockwork, she'd be up here, and I swear it was like it was conjuring her out of the mist. But yeah, that day, Lajoie threw damn near his whole bag of the stuff in the fire to get her up here. She knew it was an emergency. Three puffs of the smoke, and she knows it's an emergency. You need to come running. Everyone knows that. You come running. That's when, oh God, I still remember it. That cabin burned wrong. And I remember Lajoie saying when he was one of the first ones there. I don't even know where he is now. I think he's working on the coast. No, it wasn't the coast. He's working on a farm. Near the coast, but not on it. It's an orchard, I think. That's why he left.
I see.
Yeah, I remember he said something attacked that house, and it was ransacked. It was the old boy's wife was killed on the porch. I still remember the way she looked up at the sky. It wasn't right. No one has eyes like that. That's not a kind of terror you see in eyes normally. I've seen people die in accidents. I've seen people die rough. It's harsh up here, but I've never seen any eyes like that. I ain't never seen terror like that. That's terror you don't see unless someone's having what they most important to them taken from them. Everyone told him don't bring your kin up here. You work here and you piss off back down south when you're done. You don't bring kin up here on the mountain. Not in the hills, not in the trees. Too much can go wrong. But no one could talk sense into him. I still remember I tried to open my mouth to say that, and Lajoie belted me hard as he could. Damn near broke my jaw. Oh, God. He's gonna, he cradles his face in his hands. Follow the river up, you'll find it eventually. It's right by the camp. It's the old lot we cleared.
Up the river then. This direction.
Yeah.
As I point.
Follow up north. It's right at the mouth of the waterfall. There's a set of nets we used to have. It would block the logs while they went down, so we could process them down.
Good to know. Thank you.
I'm sorry I couldn't be more helpful.
Oh, you were.
He seems to take more, like, he seems to appreciate that for a sentence more than he seems to let on. Like he hasn't been told that in a while.
So, that Lady of the Lake, she reminds you of Rita, does she?
Yeah, but they're not the same. Rita had the weird horns, because I think she was something. I think some kind of. It wasn't like devil horn type. It was like she reminded me of like the goats my folks used to keep.
Yeah, wasn't she from Gulp?
Yeah, she's from out all the way.
Yeah.
I think she. Yeah, that's why she told me about Devil's Hoofprint. It was right by where she was born. Her parents had a little shack, like a little cottage right there. It was. I remember it was black granite block, she told me, the same stuff we mine here. And that's why she knew about the Isle, because that's where her parents got the stone from to build their cottage. We used to export it all over the place. The quarries are all flooded now. The lady who helps us, she's different. She's well, she doesn't. Rita always wore quite plainish clothes, tans and brown tones and leather. The lady who helps us, she gave us these clothes.
Does she have a name?
It seems like he's trying to remember. He starts to bleed from the nose.
I see.
I don't think she ever told us, but I know who might know.
Who would that be?
There's a... Well, I'm not meant to tell people, but there's two people who'll know. There's Splintskin. Splintskin's an old... She's a hag, but she's all right. Everyone says hags always get a bad rap. She is like... I'm not being facetious. I'm not trying to just... I don't talk mess about old people, especially not old ladies. Goodness knows.
I get it. Menopause can be rough on them.
No, not like that. She's not like a crone. She's a hag. She's not a person like us. She's an actual hag.
Right.
But she's not a vicious one. She keeps her nose clean, She's just... I don't even know if she's a full hag. Maybe she's some kind of half one.
Right.
But she looks after... She always... Every now and then you'll find her. She'll be collecting the mussels that live in the river. Or collecting herbs. God, I've not seen her since... Well... The old boy who went mad... He damn near hunted her down.
I see.
Took all of us to stop him, and he ran off since. We've not seen him since. And I'm hoping old Splintskin's still good.
Did he seem possessed by something? The big lad who went mad.
I can still remember the look. I didn't speak to the guy myself. I was new on the job when he went the way he did. He was just lashing out at everybody he could lay hands on, but he wasn't possessed. Not by anything of we tried. Rita tried to calm him down with magic, even some strong magic. She even tried using a familiar to do it, but nothing would take.
What was his name again?
I never knew him, but Splintskin would know him because she was around since before the logging operation started. Lajoie would know as well, and maybe some of the others, but We were a fresh batch being brought up because a couple of the older lads, they had quit, headed south because the work wasn't paying as well. They brought us in because we were green, you know? We were just trying to learn.
Right. You mentioned there was someone else who might know the name of the lady. Who would that be?
He blanches slightly. Listen. You'll find him not in the main camp, but there's a smaller camp out in the deeper bit of the woods. There's an old boy, weird one, grey skin, lad's got an extra arm. He's not right, but he knows things. He knows a lot of things. They call him the Skein Weaver because, he does all these fancy tapestries. He hangs around the trees. He's some fucked in the head, starving artist type that's wandered up here. There's a couple that, they come up here, they carve fancy totems and stuff, and they dance around and all that.
Eris will squint,
This,
holding Mr. Chubb's totem in her hand.
this grayskin fella, does he forego any clothing, any sort of...
He wears real plain clothes, and you always find that he lives where the old, we used to have a bunch of ogre spiders that used to live around before we cleared them out. The old boys before we got here cleared them out, and their old silk was always around. It's like thick. It's like as thick as your thumb silk, and he would take the silk out of the trees and he would spin it. He'd do it by hand. It was mental. And he would weave these ornate tapestries, and he'd stain it with roots and plants from around the forest.
Right.
I think the boss still has one of his tapestries. He used to always look at it. He had it in his office, and he'd always look at it when he was trying to figure out where to, set the next plot. He always seemed a bit leery of it, like he was scared of it.
Right.
I always thought it was really well done and pretty.
Well,
he takes a handful of water and rubs his face slightly.
One last thing. We're a bit new to this area, at least this neck of the woods. Do you have any advice going through here?
He'll dig through his robes. If you find the trees, you'll find. I remember it. There's a bunch of trees with flags waving in them. It's not that old boy's silk hangings. It's really colourful tabards, almost like flags, pennants hanging in the trees. If you find those, be really careful. I've wandered in there once before, and I'll put it this way: if it hadn't been for the lady, I would never have made it out. It's really dangerous there.
Good to know.
Also, he'll take something off a lanyard on his neck and hold it up. It's a key. Really ornate key. I found this in the river. Do you know what it could be for?
Key. Could I roll some sort of a wisdom or intelligence check to kind of rifle through my memory? Right. Whee!
That looks like a key sized for a grimoire.
I see. I think a certain person across the river might have interest in that.
Oh?
Brilliant.
No, hold on. Let me check how far my telekinesis reaches. I have 30 feet. Yoink.
Yoink. It is a gilt and some kind of black metal key. It's very heavy.
I will pocket it for now. This is not the best place to open a grimoire on a pike.
Is this the end of your Inquisition?
Not quite. Well, regardless, I must thank you for your, well, aid.
At least I could, I mean, he flashed you a smile with fewer teeth than he should have. Us junkies got to be good for something, eh? The phraseology is tinged with a certain bittersweetness. Like, he's happy he helped, but he can't. Suddenly, as his various highs are dying down, he's becoming more aware of his situation.
I would like to throw another salve or two over the Baz to give him.
Yeah, I'm just applying it throughout.
Just keep rubbing on them to the reflection. He's healing remarkably fast.
Yeah.
But some of it is like very resistant.
Say, what was your name again? I don't quite remember it.
There's a moment of pause, and it's not like a vacant look. It's like a look of concern on his face. I don't remember.
I see.
I can remember Lajoie. I can remember the older boy went mad, but she said, I don't know what my name is anymore.
Well, hold on to what you can remember, friend.
It'll come back to me. He'll lay himself back down. He'll be careful to wriggle between the caltrops this time. I just need to rest my head. I hope you find what you're looking for out here. And I hope you stay safe.
Cheers.
Just be careful out here. There's so much mad things out here. You know, there's a... I remember there's this fellow in mail. I remember he was riding on a cow. It was really mental.
He
said
quite the character.
He said he was off to kill a dragon. I think he might be mad. He'll lose consciousness.
All right. Well, shall we proceed? Say to the rest of the party.
You will hear from the doorframe. No.
Ooh.
This is my house now, says the bunch of squatters.
I would like to do the grimoire thing, but necessarily not on a pike.
Yeah, you can
I will
shuffle
skitter
on
off.
down.
Baz, if you'd like to see. Enjoy.
Very well.
Okay.
Does the key fit for the fancy grimoire that I have?
Not for the fancy one,
Oh,
but for the other one.
Right, I have a different one. Didn't Mr. Chubbs eat it?
He will open his maw with a click. Would you like to use the key?
Does it give me like a visual text prompt?
Would you like to know more?
I will use the key.
Behold,
Oh,
the hexagrammatic grimoire. The Mayhemic Missile Method. 10 score and 16 ways for sorcerists, witches, and other thaumatrophs to defend their indefensible persons. By Ezra Clavery.
does it mean I will get better at casting? I don't know.
This grimoire is magically enhanced. By unlocking it, you instantly gain its effects. If you cast a magic missile, and you now have access to it if you didn't before,
Okay.
and may cast it a number of times per day equal to your casting modifier, so in your case, int modifier,
So
for
5
free.
times.
5 times per day. But when you do, I believe I sent you the grimoire itself. It's a D666 table.
I'm scared.
You roll 3d6 and those are your digits. And it is a enormous variety of different fancy versions.
So each magic missile is different?
Yes. You
So it's a
roll it each time.
randomizer magic missile.
Random effect missile.
Yep.
This scares me. This
And
scares
it has
me
some
greatly.
it has some various techniques in regards to magic missile. Some that scale better your level, some that don't scale at all but do an enormous amount of damage up front. All those are outlined in the book I sent you.
Sent it where?
I sent it to you some months back when I first got this PDF.
Oh. Okay.
I'll resend it to you.
Yes, please.
After the stream, I'll resend it to you because you'll have to take some time to read it.
Yes. Oh, sorry, I'm looking back, seeing the gash malal. The apple cake.
Is that the end of your investigation?
I will ask Mr. Chubbs what he thinks of randomizer magic missiles.
Gives the old thumbs up.
A thumbs up! And I want his opinion on the tome. Not tome. Is it a tome? No. Wooden Chubbs.
Totem.
Totem, yes. What does
Very
Mr.
dashing.
Chubbs think? Just as the muse. Sure.
His little flocky cheeks will blush. Also notice that as you withdraw the key from the grimoire, it has changed shape.
Oh.
Now it's a far broader key. More something you use for a door than a grimoire.
I will
And when
look at it now. And continue. There you go. Bill's fucking dead. Why did this move towards us?
The wind caught it. It literally tumbled like a tumbleweed on the breeze. It's remarkably light.
Can I shoot a magic missile at it?
It depends if you got the PDF to hand.
Fuck. Let me
Bro, I can't open that PDF with all this bullshit right now. I barely got there's a reason I'm going to be using the D50 table for Nat 1s this session.
Do you remember what month you sent this to me?
I'll ping, hang on.
Yes, just ping me in the chat, because I want to use this magic missile. I don't know if it was DMs, or server, or... I want to shoot it. The thing. Oh, the magic missile's all... Wow, magic missile. Holy shit, I can't speak anymore.
Oh, I think I sent it to Han to send to you.
Now.
Yeah, could be.
It do be like that.
Yeah.
Are you going to make us wait free to shoot a magic missile with a project you haven't found?
Okay.
I want to shoot it. Aiden, do you want to watch?
Yeah.
New fancy thing. Come outside,
Oh,
June.
Okay, I'm pinging Han with the link to send to you.
Send it to me.
Alright.
Listen, the I don't have a great deal of functionality running Roll20 at the minute. I'm in one tab opera. I'm running by the skin of my balls.
Not going
here.
great.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, good heavens!
Oh, good heavens. Okay.
I'm like a tumble dryer falling down a flight of stairs. I've got nowhere to go but down.
Okay, it's first level slot.
Yep, always is. You can upcast it though. Boy, howdy, does it upcast. I will warn you that some of them do have some mild side effects.
Oh, I am very confused by it. What the fuck is that image?
It do be like that sometimes.
Cobra tank with helicopter blades?
Yeah, listen, the artwork for that game series is kind of fucked up sometimes.
I don't know what the fuck is happening. What the fuck is it?
It's called 666.pdf. Are you thinking it's really normal looking?
What the fuck
At least
is
it's
this?
at least it's not the magical spell that launches your teeth at people. Well, it could be
Yeah,
that
I
one if
just
you roll
saw
badly.
that one.
Listen. It do be like that sometimes.
Okay.
Magic's fucked up sometimes.
Each magic uses magic missiles unique. Okay, how do I shoot this? I want to shoot it. Wait, what? Why is there 6 different methods? Do I just roll a
Roll
1d6?
3d6.
Oh god, my Discord is crashing. Hang on. Oh Lord have mercy. Send help.
Me tries to do some.
Just the what? And then oh no, and then the disconnect noise.
I'm
Oh,
Fuck,
okay, it's
dude.
gonna give me a bit of time to. Oh, okay. It was perfectly cut.
Oh god, I need to restart my Roll20. Fuck. Fucking Christ.
Do I just rolled 3d6, I just see what happens. Help. Bill?
Oh god, Jesus Christ. All the saints above. I'm fucking Roll20's falling apart at the seams.
I
I don't care that it's an unsupported browser. on Windows 7, everything's unsupported.
Exactly.
I never had an ounce to support the whole fucking campaign.
oh.
Okay, I think it's eased up slightly. Okay, I can now move around. Fucking Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay. Kasog is asking what the fuck is wrong with Bill's PC.
I'm running
It's
Windows
ancient.
7 still.
The computer's not ancient. He refuses to upgrade from Windows 7. Yeah.
Never. Until it becomes complete, the only convenience.
I
I mean, it sounds like it's getting to that point, does it not?
It do be
Wait.
like that sometimes. My fault Roll20 is optimized like shit.
Okay, roll 3 6-sided dice and line them up. X, Y, Z. In the
6, 4, 3.
missile. Find the sequence in the box after base 10 number for each missile. What the fuck did you give me?
643. Let me have a look.
It do be like that sometimes.
I love how so many of them are drawn. Oh, 643. Vastation by acceleration.
What does that
A single target suffers a momentary increase in weight, as if from intense acceleration. A target on its feet must save versus paralysis to avoid stumbling and falling. If a firm substrate lies beneath the target, then the target suffers damage normally. If no firm substrate lies beneath, then the target sinks or falls. A target killed by the vastration may flatten its solid and liquid parts separate under too much gravitational acceleration.
So you just gravity crush something.
And gravity
G-force.
crush the empty husk.
It compacts.
Gets folded like a wrapper.
Pretty much. You have centrifuged the husk.
What the fuck did you give me?
I gave you a big book of making magical missile interesting.
I didn't even have magical missile.
Now
I like how one of them is just gun.
True.
Holy shit. Oh god.
Oh, wait until you get to 665. That's a real banger.
Oh, it'll look is 665.
Wrath of the Spine Begotten. I love how it's drawn.
Everything is so heinous.
Wait.
Anything else you'd like to do?
So now you're the proud owner of a centrifuged outsider husk. If anyone would like to do anything with those materials, you can be my guest. It's basically centrifuge chitin.
My character as well. But in the meantime, Bill, the third effect of Detect Aura, please.
Okay. Could you roll me a spellcraft, please?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to run down this blade. Hang on. Let me just find my notes and sync this shot.
However, for flavor, considering what our recent monk chose to do, it is at this point that my other character is going to push her off of him and start walking towards the blade. And everything that you're about to tell me is going to start coming out of his mouth.
Okay, you actually... I've noticed the thing with this team. You seem to roll nat 20s exactly when it will completely destroy mystique about items.
This
and other
was random.
creatures.
I'm not at fault for this. It was my luck.
Okay, what the blade is, it is not cursed. Quite the opposite. This is a blessed blade. A wielder, specifically someone who it was originally a binding blade, as you know. It was used to bind you to that tree. Now, this is a blade of samsara. A wielder will be reincarnated into a new body. They will get to choose from the expanded reincarnation list.
Ooh, woo.
Wait, Carl, kill yourself.
Oh, you won't need to.
Penny, Penny, please stop being... Look,
Oh no,
it's getting
I'm making the joke because you can pick your poison on what you reincarnate as.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is...
Don't worry.
This is essentially...
You're being a little aggro, just saying.
You're
all right, Penny.
There's only one version... There's another version of this in history, which is simply known as the Blade of the Avatar, which is which require... It's the reason it's well known in legend is because it is literally the blade of the Avatar of Goodness, who is it's essentially like it works similarly to the Eternal Champion. In that case, this one is specific. This one is whoever so wields it will be able to sculpt their forms they see fit. Not only will you be able to choose the race of your reincarnation, you will get access to the Sculpt Self feat for free, which allows you to spend experience in order to give yourself templates. They are specific ones to the Sculpt Self feat. This is the 3.5 feet. I believe it's in one of the dungeon magazines. I'll track down the listings afterwards.
Okay.
But essentially, it can allow you to do things like become more like water, become more like fire, become more like stone or metal, or become holy. Traced across the blade is the Tree of Metatron. The Blade of the Avatar is legendary because the wielder of that one literally ascended to godhood as a result of it. It is the pathway. This is the pathway, essentially, of the Noble Eightfold Path. That's why it has 8. It has 8 different matrices of magic on it. It is considered, for purposes of enchantment, enhancement, or other effects, as a +8 weapon. Though it does not give the bonus as a numerical bonus to attacks.
Mm.
It just bypasses DR as if it was +8. It can be used as a spell focus, in which case you can ignore material components up to 1,000 gold pieces. It is comprised entirely of a completely alien matter to this world. It is something akin to a carefully interlaced. Essentially, it is like someone made a matrix of Essentia itself to make a blade made of the concept of a blade. It's more real than the world around it. As a result, it cannot be further enchanted.
Okay.
It is, but in terms, it is essentially a blade of pure self-actualization. Further, it allows the user to sunder oaths and contracts. Though the DC is remarkably high, it requires someone who is very well learned in the use of the blade to sunder such things. And when sundered, they can never be remade. This is a weapon made with true speak at its core.
Any other effects? Because you might need to write me a stat block for this item.
Yeah, this is an artifact.
Also, keep in mind all of this is coming out of my character's mouth.
Yes.
I already see it. Lupin's just gonna walk between the other paladin.
The official name is the Blade of Burdens Lost. Its weight is 0. It's completely weightless to the touch. Okay. It strikes as if it's a full weight weapon, though.
Base. How much weight is full weight again? Is that medium or heavy?
For a brokeback Sayax, I think it's 6 pounds.
Okay.
The percussion point is very point heavy. You can swing it like a Mesa or a Flauschen. Hits remarkably hard, 1d10. Though, in the hands of someone who is... If you are reincarnated by the blade, which is anyone who grips it with intent to wield it, you are considered proficient in it.
Okay.
Also allows the wielder, upon reincarnating, to, if they so desire, completely respec. But that is personal preference.
Based.
So obviously, if you go to be a ghost and then turn to a non-ghost, then you can keep all your ghost shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it will actually be effective still. It is a very potent weapon. There's a reason why it cut through the granite porch like it was air.
Mm-hmm. Was there any other information about the weapon?
Not at present, no.
Okay. As you finish that, as technically you finish saying this, my character's going to snap out of its red haze and come back to normal. Upon which, both Ludum and Hexagrin are going to look at Almond. And then they're going to look back at each other. Did you saw that, right?
Hexagrin will nod. It was like a rush of knowledge.
What am I doing? Why am I standing up? Oh, this is a cool weapon. Hey, Hexagrin, you're back! Why am I standing here?
My brainstem hurts.
So does mine. However, Hexagrin, you're going to want to step off of me. You'll just let him down on the ground next to him.
Just imagine he makes like a little Sonic spin dash, and then spin, and then just kind of rolls off leisurely into the corner.
Do you remember what you just said? I mean, yeah. My eyes hurt a lot. What, do you see that red lettering on the inside of your eyelids too?
Hexagrin will open a little gap its being, and a large tongue will loll out, and burned into the surface of it are the runes. This is very uncomfortable. I wish my species didn't see through our mouths.
Well,
There's a wet noise as a enormous eyeball erupts out of its throat and peers out through the combination of lips and eyelids that it has. You see what I mean? As it sucks back down to its gullet.
I see. That's quite impressive.
God left me unfinished.
Me too.
No, God kept building you and didn't stop.
That's true. That's the real problem. It never stopped.
I've never seen someone with an extension before.
In getting those free DLCs.
However, taking a sharp look back at Comrade, who we saw take a step forward as he heard this information.
I'm just imagining it as it's happening, just in a T-pose, tilting slowly forward.
Both characters will position themselves on opposite sides of the weapon. Do you want to touch it at the same time, or... I guess.
I'll give you this for free if you touch it at the same time. Bad things will happen. Because the effect of reincarnation happens all at once.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to avoid a 2-Vix scenario, I suggest you do it one at a time.
Okay. In this case, Uludum will grab hold of the weapon first.
So, Uludum,
Yes.
what would you like to be? What would you like to be in life? Oh, Baal worshipper, oh, murderer, oh...
Wrong character.
Is there around? Fuck, why
Yes.
is it Uludum?
Because his name is cooler, so you think he's the bad one.
No, it's because he's second, so I assume he's the evil one. It's the old mom that's the good one.
Yes. Technically neutral, but true.
What would Uludum like to be?
He looks over at his hand, and he looks back over at the sword, and he gently puts his forearm towards where his collar is, the same on his neck. He just starts pulling at it.
It bursts. Easily, like with absolute effortlessness. The chain disintegrates. And the little pendant falls to the ground, embedding itself in the soil.
Mhm. I want my hand.
There's a feeling of weightlessness. You can feel your hand, you can feel your fingertips, and from there, each bone regrow, each nerve ending and tendon and ligament, each layer of myosin and skin and flesh, each nail brought to a manicured point, each line of fingerprint, each line of the palm, each line of the palm dictating your fate. So what would you like to be?
He is going to continue to be what he has as a base class. However, he wants to change his particular race into outer planar being.
What flavor?
He's going to choose the one between a Azamir and what's the other one?
Tiefling?
Tiefling.
Nephilim, basically.
Yes.
Let me dig out my copy of Obsidian Apocalypse. There is a combination of the two.
I think it's also in one of the Book of Many Things books.
Yeah. Hang on, it's my H drive. Yeah, I'm cracking open an actual hard disk drive. That's how fugged things are. Okie dokie. To the apocalypse. Combination of the two. Races of Abaddon. One moment. This is a bit of a. Oh, balls! I just dropped D20. Entertain amongst yourselves. This is going to take a little while.
The other character is just gobstruck by what he's witnessing.
Should be like that sometimes. It's the Infernal. It's the Chimer, my personal favourite race. Can't go wrong with the Chimer. There's the Lyrian, which is there's no dare, we don't have to edit. Goodness me. Okay. Exalt of the mixed human. Like, it's not the race of Abaddon, it is Book of Many Things. Han, do you know which Book of Many Things it is? 2 or 3?
Let me have a look. Off the top of my head, I'm guessing 2.
It always is. As my computer shakes itself apart under the strain of just opening a fucking PDF.
So I have a look at Book of Many Things 1. It's definitely not 3 though, because 3.
3's got no races. It's just got that. Oh balls! That's a D4. I can't lose that one.
It's in Book of Many Things 1 actually. Bill, it's in the first Book of Many Things. It's on page 26.
Hang on. I should never have taken all my dice out of the bag. Oh god, I should not have typed in Book of... and that's volume 3. Fuck. Bruh.
I think with the Book of Many Things, it's just titled The Book of Many Things.
Yeah, it do be like that. Not the Book of Antithesis. I've gone down that fucking road before, the bastard.
How about this? I just screenshot the page. I think that's easier.
Yeah, this shit's going fucking south real fast. Oh, no, here it is. 26, right?
Yep. You got it?
Let's have a moment. Hang on. Nephilim. Yep, +2 con. Medium. Fast movement. 40 feet movement speed and an extra fucking skill point. Plus your racial bonus to will saving throws to resist spells and abilities.
Oh, you should see some of the alternate racial traits that are there.
I'd rather not. Divine Mythic Companion. Fuck yourself. You're not getting the Mythic Companion. Okay, Nephilim. One of the basically you get okay, +2 con, movement speed 40, an extra skill point per level, +2 versus charm effects, -2 penalty to bluff and diplomacy checks. Everyone's inherently unfriendly. You already have the drawback for that. And you may cast once per day any of the stat booster spells.
Can you write this down as a stat block for me as well?
Hans, send the image.
That also works.
Yes. I'll throw it into player chat.
See, teamwork makes the dream work.
Indeed. There you go.
That is the full effect of the transformation.
Yep, that's you. You asked for a mix of Tiefling and Azamar. There we go. Nephilim.
Wonderful.
If you somehow find yourself in the D20 biblical system, avoid anyone from Israel. But isn't that the story of life? When in doubt, don't go.
Me and my 45 stone.
I'll be sure not to ask questions.
All of your armor is now reweighed in shekels for some reason. That might be like the deepest cut, but like lowest threat joke I've ever made.
A Mao.
A fucking like unit of anything other than fucking metric system. All right, boys. Oh,
now, after his miraculous transformation, he's immediately going to look at his companion and put the blade to his neck. Not slicing it, just at his neck.
How quickly the tide turns!
Oh boy, here we go, higher roll. I can't see the dice. Okay, now I can. High or low?
High, always high.
Wonderful. He is going push the blade closer towards where his collar would be and pull up.
The
Interesting sound effect.
we got to remember it's attached to flesh.
True,
So it's like-
true.
So it's like imagine, if you will, a chain that is literally in the top layer of your skin. The noise that would make. It would be like pulling away butcher's twine. I'm going to take this moment to inform the chat that Aiden fucked up making sauerbraten recently.
Oh, don't shame me.
It went.
I
She
let it
forgot to
sit
flip
for
it,
too
so it
long.
went bad.
It did.
A
I
mouth.
forgot to fit the sauerbraten. It's like a kilo of brisket.
Try 2
I'm so sad about my meat.
2 kilos of brisket down the Swanee.
My meat. No.
I'm such a
Remains
child.
unbeaten.
All right, high or low?
Always high. If you have to ask me, it's always high.
That's right, you did say. That was also a 15.
You gotta be careful rolling 15s. You might end up with a character like Ezra.
Are you going to kill me now? Why? I shouldn't be killing you. I should be thanking you. Now I'm not tied to that goddamn goddess of mine. Your turn. And he will hand the blade over, pommel, towards him.
Okay, what would he like to be?
He is going to remain human. However, he would like to become a human ranger.
Okie dokie. Would you hand over the blade? There is a strange feeling of disconnection. And your little bowl worshipper, you find yourself very much in the flesh.
Mhm.
Every tendon in place. Every bone as durable as iron. More so, in fact. And a blade in your hand that sings when swung. Now, here's the question, Carl.
Yes.
Who's your favourite?
Technically, my favorite is the human.
Okay, so one of these people is going to be a remote agent. He's going to be out in the world doing things for you.
Mhm.
So you're going to have to pick, at least for the time being, until such time that the network of the various spirits are reunited. When you are in these fleshy forms, you'll have to decide upon which one you wish to use going forward.
That's
Once
fair.
you choose, until the network is reunited, that will be your permanent choice. So I'll ask you. I'm not going to ask you to tell me now, because obviously that's a bit short notice.
Okay.
Think about it for a week,
Okay.
perhaps 2, depending on if my computer bricks itself.
True.
One must take these things into account. And I can hear Aiden giggling upstairs. So
Sorry, someone sent me a meme. No, sorry. Continue.
So, think carefully, because next session, the two shall part the ways.
Okay.
You'll see each other from time to time. But you can feel it in the air as a moment of After thousands of years, if not millions of years, a parting has been cleaved. The oath that bound you both in imprisonment has been severed. And there's an inherent repulsion between yourselves. You might have some ill will or goodwill between each other, that's up to you. But to remain in the same place feels off, wrong.
Okay.
In other words, to have two characters who have been reincarnated by the same blade in the same place invites calamity. And I do have a nice fancy shirt! This is the calamity chart.
Of course, Bill has a chart. We all have a chart.
But it's not a regular chart. Oh no, this isn't a random roll. This is a ascending threshold chart. As two people, a blade, someone who's been reincarnated by the blade is inherently chosen by it. Having two chosen ones in the same place grows calamity as the world fights with itself to try and assert who is the person, who's in control of the situation. And we'll go from there. The two must be independent of one another. That is simply a metaphysical fact.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, balls, I've dropped a D6. Fuck. Hang on, give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves. There's no dead air, we don't have to edit.
Oh.
Don't worry. Don't worry, Bill.
No, this is part of the show.
It's under the desk. Give me a second.
Don't worry, Bill. I have it.
As Bill
I'll talk
goes
to
on a
myself.
retrieval mission.
A Mao.
This
God
point,
bless.
Raz is just sitting on a log eating his second ration.
Can Eris
Oh yeah, let's go now.
sneak some
While we waited soundboard time.
Okay, I'm putting these motherfuckers in a box. God damn it, I can't be living like this.
I was more than prepared to just hold a conversation by myself.
Can Eris sneak some of the rations?
If you want to eat, they can eat. There's plenty of
I'm stealing it from Baz.
Meanwhile, this character keeps failing
You're
to
brave
roll.
than I am.
Meanwhile, the character keeps failing to roll and not to cry.
We have meat again.
Yay!
Finally. Okay.
We are back up to a fully corporeal party, boys and girls.
Yeah.
It just
Oh,
cuts
fuck,
back
oh,
as someone holds himself
I
in the
love
river.
Mark's enthusiasm.
Now, as he hands him back the blade, Oman's gonna double over in pain, retching, as his true name's being given back to him. And then he will look back over at his companion. You know, you didn't have to do that. I know. I didn't. And I did anyways. Funny how that works, isn't it? So, well now, I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. I know I want my stuff. You want your stuff? He'll hand him his ration of weapons from outside of the bag. Here, take them. Anything else you want? Food? Food. You know I haven't cleaned out the bag fully. Most of this white red is probably just weevil bait. Does anybody have food? I'm suddenly really hungry.
Something emerged from the bag.
A weevil.
Yes.
It's one very large weevil. Of less than savory origin, I should state. I should not have used this image, but I decided on the fly to use this one. A shout out goes to my boy Captain for this one. I'm not sure if it's going to actually load now that I've done that.
Wow.
It's having a moment. Yeah, tell you what, let's find another one, just in case. Because it does not seem to like that one very much.
No weevils in this chat. No
Time weevil, and I'll use the very
posting.
first Why is there a premium asset of a giraffe weevil? Why did you feel the need to put that as a premium asset?
A Mao.
What?
What a specific thing to do.
Can we see it? Unless you have to pay
I
money.
can't, it's premium. Okay, I'm just going to go into my library. I'm going to pick one at random if it'll behave its fucking self.
Okay.
Oh, it's having a moment. Oh my fucking god.
No.
Time to restart a Roll20, boys and girls! Bill attempts to just fist fight the system he's using. Again, as I mentioned in the pre-game, boy, I remember the good old days when all you needed to do was like put on a blind Guardian album and just tell people what's happening.
They should
True.
just get a dog.
Meanwhile, the reaction, oh my god, it's so big!
I've heard that before.
Excuse me, 1 second.
Sorry.
Excuse me, 2 minutes. Damn, late on the update on that one. Sorry though, man.
As they say, better late than pregnant. That was the Golden Girls, Jack, boys and girls. Reset the clock.
Okay.
We got 57 episodes in before we win the Golden Girls check.
Finally. So it's what everyone's been waiting for.
The face of Shinzo Abe is really...
He lives in you here.
The face of Shinzo Abe and Johnny Sins just hang in the air.
Don't cross those two over. They have completely different impetuses in life. Okie dokie.
People are telling you to move to Linux, Bill.
At this point, I might.
Yeah.
Cafe knows about Linux. He'll teach you how to use Ubuntu. It's fine. Do any people even use Ubuntu even more anymore? Like, I feel like they moved on to like weird shit now.
I don't know what that even means.
Ubuntu's like the like Babby's first Linux platform. Yeah, okay, we're using this. We're using this.
This is what almost killed you again?
No, it was actually a horrible like WebM of a spider pig monstrosity.
A Mao.
Oh.
But it was not loading, so I just decided to use this, like the Scabara soap. It's a very large weevil. One would say morbidly obese.
His immediate reaction is to take the blade back and stab it dead.
1 moment.
Bill went for all this to get this image. It gets killed.
It parries you. Hold on there, boy. He opens the bag with its little talons. With the one talon parries your blade, the other opens the bag. There is quite a bit of food left over. I know normal weevil now. I am an assassin bug. I have standards. Your weevil problem has solved itself. Now better we part our ways, lest this get ugly. Are we in agreement? Your weevils are dead. Your food is safe.
He will... Actually, he doesn't have the sheath for the weapon now, does he?
Nope. Blade does not have a sheath. In fact, the blade cannot be sheathed, for no sheath can withstand it.
He will...
Do not drop it, it will fall through the earth.
He will put the weapon tied to his belt firmly, but keep a hand on it. I understand. Thank you for solving my weevil problem.
Isn't ecology amazing? Anyway, I'll be on my merry way. If any of y'all need my help at all, he'll hand you a card. I'll be on my merry way. He'll run up the pike and jump into the river and float downstream.
He's gonna take a breath in and sigh. I just got reborn, and this is already happening. Okay. Reaches the bag, hand him food.
You pick out a jam sandwich.
Will hand his companion a jam sandwich.
It's apricot jam. It's quite nice.
Nice. Then with a mouthful. Or, yeah, sometimes I wonder if you really were evil, if you just were a bastard the entire time. You know, it would do you good if you just learned to embrace, I guess, your newfound humanity. I don't have humanity, dear Almanison. I never was born with it. However, now that you remind me, he's going to take one step closer. I think you know what he's going to try to do, Bill, but he's going to cast True Strike before he does it.
Oh, before you do that, could you roll me a bluff check, please?
Yes.
That's one thing you've not considered.
20.
Okay. Could you roll me a sense motive from your other character, please?
23.
Being born again is a transformative experience.
Mm-hmm.
The endocrine imbalances that cause psychopathy get reset. You feel hesitation creep into your sword arm.
He's not trying to kill him.
Even if you're just trying to rough him up, there's a completely alien sense. Hesitation, regret, guilt. That's coiling around your spinal column and burrowing into your brain.
What do I need to roll to sock him in the gut?
Oh, it's some light-hearted roughing up. That's okay.
Yes.
Ex-ghost fight.
And just ruin my shit.
You just roll your regular unarmed attacks. But if you want to go further than like a good old-fashioned roughhousing, then you're going to have to.
No, he's not trying to kill him.
Settle. Yeah, so you want to settle your. You need to resettle your soul, so to speak, because again, like those chemical imbalances that fucked you up as a person, they aren't a thing anymore. You've got a new lease on life. In both bodies, but it does mean that your tolerances to violence are somewhat hindered.
Mm.
Take that into consideration.
True. I'm also taking into consideration this extra 20 that's about to go towards this character's head.
Comrade, Neri, Baz,
Yo.
Eris,
Mm-hmm.
you're watching a display of raw autism.
Yep, that's about.
Like pure
How I describe it.
slap fighting, barbecue sauce drinking autism.
That will be a 40.
Right in the teeth. Oh, right in the incisor as well.
He will knock him
Corner
on
of the face.
Yes. He will knock him on his ass. That is for having the Tauros hit me. Next time you want to fight me, do it with your own hands.
Not everyone has their own hands.
He will then offer him his new formed left hand to get back up.
I can smell the next swing on the horizon.
Actually, no. The other character will not hit. However, he will attempt to what he would think would be a headbutt, but instead pulling him into a full-bodied hug.
Aww. Go on, everyone.
kawaii desu?
No.
No.
Oh,
no. Oh no.
And then they all clapped.
Wow.
So something about the idea of like, oh, it's like, oh, and then it turns out, oh, mamma mia. It's just the Sardaukar chant. It keeps going for like a solid 5 minutes.
That's 5. Both
I can
times.
do the Sardaukar chant. I will choose not to for the sake of everyone's ears.
Based. However, he will pull him into a hug and then tell him, you know, you should probably not be such an asshole. You're not going to have a choice anymore, by the way. You have a soul now. A real one. Don't go pledging it to another goddess who happens to break your mind with the concept of desire, okay? I told you that in confidence. Yeah, now everybody else knows. See, I can hurt you in other ways.
Outside of Coochie got me like... There's a picture of him in the Yamcha pose. I got to adjust my fucking shavag. Hang on, give me a second.
He will then look over at Hexagrin and tell him, you know, I named you and everything, but you don't have to come with me if you don't want to. You can
Phrasing.
You should stay with him. He's gonna need help. He doesn't know how to think without somebody else's brainwaves.
It's okay. 2 members of the party are women, so they're used to going for mob rule.
Does Hexagrin have a reply?
Technically 3 members of the party. Never did ask Hexagrin what his gender was, now did you? No, look at me. I'm 3-dimensional. I get to have an obvious like sexuality. Hexagrin, flat as justice. There's a fucking T-shirt for the team.
Based. Put it on a flag. Sell it as merch.
It's just a fucking like 2-dimensional polyhedron.
Be like a circle on top of a circle, and then like
Yeah,
the
only merchandise we have should be completely unexplainable by normal means. I want it to actively confuse people. I want it to make the TSA weird.
Hold on, let me find a picture of that one character from Ranking of Kings.
I shall be right back. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Shall we?
We
Let's
will
go
not
piss.
be doing that. we will not.
We will sit here in silence.
No talking aloud. We just will sit here in
You'll
silence,
wait
just in
until Bill
protest.
returns, and then we talk more.
Bill's. I can hear him screaming while pissing downstairs.
Why is he pissing down the stairs?
That's kind of rude. And screaming too. Huh?
Yeah, screaming.
I will post it to the players' chat.
Let's see. Yeah, basically, what is? I'm hesitant. I'm hesitant to play some of these soundboard clips because I don't know what they all are.
Don't.
Just don't play the one you told you not to play.
We could just find out what they are.
Funny game of how fast can we get this bot taken down?
It's like going magnet fishing in Afghanistan.
Bro. That's the one game nobody wants to win.
What is this one? Well, that one's probably fine. This is for a
You
safe
can
server. Play that
preview
one.
Our
them.
turn.
You can
Hello.
review them for yourself.
I found
You
a
don't have
picture
to
in which we can use to represent Hexagrin.
I like that.
Yes.
Who's the goat? Hexagon's the goat.
Oh, no.
At some point, we need to have like a special episode where where the parties comprise of nothing but summons from the other parties. I need to reset my Roll20 again because I looked at Discord and that's apparently the fucking mortal sin.
Oh no! Of course, it's the mortal fucking sin.
Have you tried the Discord web?
I was tempted by it, to be honest.
However,
might
also,
be worth if it keeps fucking.
Bro, at this point, we might need to switch to fucking Gilded.
maybe.
That ain't even working right, and that doesn't even have a non-browser version for Windows 7.
However, since he now has the blade in his possession, he will turn towards the summon and will ask him, "Do you want to be my new familiar?"
I don't know, that seems like a very big commitment. I'm not sure I'm ready for that leap in our relationship. Let's play it slow for now. You know?
Aw.
I don't want to rush into things and ruin things for us.
Okay, that's fair.
Besides, I'm fairly certain familiars need to know how to read. And I don't have eyes.
True.
You know, except the one in my gut. That doesn't really count. It's not out all the time.
Well, you could pull it out.
I hate it
I
here.
w- I-
Stream's ending. Never
That's it.
mind.
I'm leaving
Rolling
this
it all
place.
back.
I'm just gonna go work full time for Erudai, and I ain't gonna fuck anymore.
That's it.
Erudai will pay for my new PC.
Don't. You gotta work for Sevi, though. That's what you gotta do. Do you want to work for
I have
Sevi?
a British accent. I can do what the fuck I like.
Wow, I'm gonna hold that to you that you said you had a British accent. Sorry, Mark, what?
Yes, because
This French farmer fuck over here saying
I
he's got
know.
a British accent.
I know, right?
yes, because I guess what I was taught by a British-founded Protestant private school, so I have fucking upper class diction. See Aiden dying upstairs.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Yeah, I can't use push to talk. It makes my shit crash.
Hmm.
I'm on real pov cunt hours right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh
I'm
my
the guy
God,
like
I'll be
filling the
paid.
slushy cup all the way on top of the plastic coating.
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, classic pov cunt move. Wake up in the morning, punch the wife.
Now after he says that,
Oh,
his
fuck,
reaction to
dead.
that is, "See, he is learning." And then his second reaction to that is that Illum is going to ping the network to see if everything still works correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's going to make a resounding loud sound play through everyone's head that's connected.
Big fast chuckle nuts.
Such as.
It's there we go.
Yeah, that worked. So Neri should hear that.
Ugh.
And then he will...
Oh no. This is not the correct one. You just
okay.
like hearing it.
No.
Okay, one of these noises.
But he will then reach deeper in and see if he can pull all the way to Platoon.
New phone, who did?
It's me. I don't know how exactly to explain it, but
Oh no, motherfucker got some bass in his voice.
But it appears Lord of Murder has decided to do both myself and Armand a favor.
From Inkobold, that seems a little nefarious.
I investigated the blade in question. It's freed us of our bonds. And he's his own person again. And I'm, I guess, alive. This is a weird experience. You'll forgive me. It's hard to deal with.
I love how you ring up Mattoon to vent to him.
We all have that one friend, don't we?
Yeah, true.
He's more just telling him what's happening. Are you okay? Can you find us?
Big thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Do you still have connection with Hadeon?
Just about. But it will take me a small while.
Okay.
I'm having to dig new tunnels at this point. You can hear the sounds of like a and adds a carving through stone and soil. It's easy going, but it takes some time.
Okay. Take your time.
Don't worry, this was my job for donkey's years.
You can find us. I'll hear you when you come. Then he'll turn towards his companion, and he'll try to ping
As
him.
you cut him off, what does he mean by that?
He'll turn his direction towards his companion and attempt to ping him. And then smile as he feels the hollow resound of nothing.
I'm reminded of when Aiden went on holiday without me, and I was like, yes, sleep.
Well, soon, okay? If that makes you happy. Oh fuck! I gotta fucking email Cassandra Fairbanks tonight or McDonald tonight. Fuck me. Okay.
Oh, fucking name dropping info.
I don't know what to do with that information, Aiden.
Nor do I.
That's Tim Pool's Booker.
Oh, okay.
He's got a Booker T? I don't know you're allowed to own
Of
people
Washington.
anymore.
he's got his own.
He's got his own plaque.
If you're not Caucasian, leave. Oh shit, are we not allowed to make Vince McMahon jokes anymore? Because he's like been outed as like some kind of sex pest.
Oh yeah, it's some kind of weird.
As
sex
if
pest.
everyone who knew as if anyone who knew anything about Vince McMahon didn't know he was some kind of sex weirdo.
I could tell by the way he flexed his muscles.
You could tell by the way he gorilla walked everywhere. And then when he got told stop gorilla walking, he did it harder. He wouldn't even consensually walk. Okay? Don't be surprised Vince McMahon's a sex weirdo.
But he'll look over at him, and he'll smile as he doesn't hear his thoughts anymore. Which he'll say, "Why are you looking at me like that?" Oh shit, I can't hear you anymore! And he'll just start dancing.
Oh fuck, I lost another dice. God damn it.
Bug.
Bill.
It's okay, it was D8.
Whoa,
The stream has been derailed.
The video has been derailed.
Whoa, chat. Bill has lost yet another dice.
Fuck.
And then he'll turn. Then he'll turn to the rest of the party. I don't have to hear him anymore. I'm my old man again.
I'm a real boy.
Are you though?
We'll then peer around the side of
Really Neary of all people, Captain Drywall's gonna deny a man his last 2/5. Technically speaking, they're like 6/5 between the two of them. So how evens out.
True fucking paragon of the gene pool.
Oh my
there.
god.
The best thing is, I'm not like
Wowie.
that's not just a cheap race joke. I think, unironically, because of the way their mischance works, they actually rounded out to 3/5 apiece.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, ghost mischance makes you like count as only 3/5 of a person.
Did you do this on purpose, Carl? Which
If I
is
told you
long
yes,
con-
would you believe me?
Good god.
Life comes at you fast sometimes, I must say.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. All right. What are we
As
doing?
a high-level racist, I can only endorse this place.
Anyways, after he's done celebrating, he will continue saying his goodbyes to him as he tries to figure out a way in which to hold this weapon without it touching the ground. And then they will reveal this information to the rest of the party, who is still autistically looking at them.
Baz,
Yes.
there's a fuller on the back of the blade. It's a single-edged blade. You could probably fit like a scabbard to it pretty easily. The no scabbard can withstand it thing is because of the edge. And
Right.
So as long as you have like a scabbard that fits into the fuller groove, it'd be pretty easy to actually make a scabbard for.
Alright.
You just need a couple bits of wood, and you want a router to like carve out the groove. It'd be easy going.
Right.
You're a bit handy. You've worked more like manual jobs than everyone else in the party, so
Yeah.
you actually have calluses in your hands as opposed to the rest of these puffs.
I'm trying to make this
Some of
turn,
whom
okay?
didn't even have hands until like 2 minutes ago.
In his defense, he used other people's hands.
'That's worse. You realise that, right?
Yes!
Mm. Like using someone's mouth instead of your own hands.
That was implied. You ain't beating the
Why do we keep getting worse?
It's just degrading.
I gotta say, like, the more the party keeps going, the more it descends into just being a bunch of sex pests roving the countryside. The bloody
Let's go.
mummers would tell you all the really in a couple inches. Jesus Christ. Oh, on the subject. George R.R. Martin, finish the story before you die of fat. I know that you fucked up the story and killed off some people you shouldn't have done, but we all know where this is going. The Tyrells are going to win. You fat fuck.
It's almost like you shouldn't base your fantasy series on a historical event. Fat fuck.
At least based on something interesting. The War of the Roses was fucking gay and fake.
He finds it interesting because he's...
Anyway.
Yeah,
Since we're closing off, shall we get on with it?
Yeah. Or I was intending to close off like 10 minutes ago. I think we should
Let's get through it here.
boys and girls.
Yeah, actually, I think everyone's too silly now.
Yeah, everything is derailed. The video has been derailed.
I believe
Besides, if I transition to the next fucking map, my entire fucking computer's gonna nuke itself inside it.
Yeah, let's not take risks.
Yeah. Let's
All right, let's
it's a chamber play episode.
decompress from... Yeah. Hey, some fun stuff happened. We got some stuff done. Sort of.
Then.
But
some people got new bodies.
That's true.
What's wrong with it? Right. I hope everyone's enjoyed this evening. It's been certainly intriguing, if nothing else. And we hope to see you all next week. Well, I say next week. Hopefully next week.
Yeah, Phil's computer.
Whenever the check clears.
No, we'll get it taken care of, guys. We just got to make sure that Bill's computer is functional. Yeah. So, thank you all so much for stopping by. I will be here tomorrow on Broken Crown with Spoon and at 8:30 p.m. GMT, which is
when you need your fix of homosexuality.
8:30 p.m. GMT, 3:30 p.m. EST, and then of course we will be both on Geeks and Gamers Tabletop on Thursday. Bill and I will be, which is at 6 p.m. GMT, 1 p.m. EST, and that's all I have. Dude, last week it just streams every day. I can't get any work done. It's all right. It's all right.
Have you considered not participating in all the streams?
No, most of them are scheduled already. Like again, these three ones.
It's selling
Turn off the computer.
Close your eyes, motherfucker. Cyberbullying ain't real.
That's true. However, anyone else has some shilling that they want to do of where people can find you? Mark or
join the
Carl?
Discord server. Should be linked in.
Yes, join the Discord server. It's linked.
Yeah, join the Discord server. We usually bum around there after every session.
Yep. Should
in
post
varying
answers.
degrees of inebriation.
Mark, you have any shilling you want to do?
I was going to say that Best Career, my comic book is live in it. And
Yes.
it's only $12, so it's pretty cheap.
Get it.
And, it's a political comedy, like that's what your audience likes or whatever. It's a better match than trying to sell Magic Blue Goku. But that's cool too. Yeah, I'll share a link in the Discord thing,
Let's post one here.
Do it.
Yeah, go check it out.
Listen, folks,
Carl, do you have anything to shill real quick?
No.
Apparently not. All right.
Oh.
Well, I think
is
it on the right link?
.com/best career.
Yes, I have that pinned. If anyone wants to check it out, please go check it out. And we should have had it pinned earlier on. Everybody else. Is Carl still here, or did he leave? Sorry, I have to check the Discord.
He is still here, yes.
Carl, yeah, if you have anything you want to show, Carl, anything that you're up to or whatever. I guess no. Anybody else got anything else they want to show before we head out for the evening and go into the back rooms? Well,
I believe so.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for showing up. We will see you all next week, and hopefully, let's hope things devolve again into complete and utter insanity, because they always do. Thank you all so much for stopping by, and see you all soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.
So me now, folks. Alla Patroin.
I'll
Alla Patroin.